SHOT Show 2025. This is Critter Valor Defense Depot, Southwest Oklahoma's premier gun shop, here at the TNVC booth with Smooth Joe Halloran.
Hi,
Thank you for their
Thanks,
invite,
man.
AKA the guy that got his suppressor back in 24 hours.
Yeah, one day, one day turnaround.
And he's got some exciting new news and product to show us here at SHOT Show 2025. So what do we have here, Joe?
So this is the from Swift Industries. This is the Swift mount. It's really novel naming concept. The name of the company is the name of the mount. It's based on a SOCOM requirement for fused goggles and for GP NVGs from L3. It's not your average helmet mount, and it's not as clip on, clip off as say a Wilcox G24 or a Neurotos low mount, low stow. It's got a larger bearing surface. So it's going to support weight better center of gravity, and it doesn't have a whole lot of the adjustment that you think you might find in a Wilcox, this is designed for a goggle to go on a dude's head for very specific organizations with very specific requirements and stay on there. Yeah. Like it's going to go on that helmet for 60 days. Yeah. So that's why, it mounts, and then you have to lock it down with a knob as opposed to just clicking in with a regular dovetail. Like it'll stay on there, and once you adjust your back and front, you're gonna lock that bad boy down right here. But once it's on, this thing's gonna stay on the helmet for that dude's 60-day deployment of shooting booger eaters. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Pretty exclusive to TNVC. We're gonna have them like absolutely exclusive for a hot minute. There, I'm still learning how to use it.
Yeah.
Are you interested in price?
Yes, I am.
It's pretty expensive. It's about $1,500.
No.
But we have to remember that these things are designed for specific, very special organizations with specific requirements. And then when they trot out to the, to us average booger eaters, then it's going to cost. Swift mount from Swift Industries. Kind of the next coolest thing. This is from Envision. Have you been by B.E. Myers yet?
I have not.
Okay, if you go by B.E. Myers, you'll see the dagger. It kind of looks like this, another SOCOM requirement. I like this a little better because multifunction aiming lasers are pretty much, they're all the same. They're either in a box or they're in a B.E. Myers mall configuration. The cool thing about this is with the power supply going transversely, they can shrink it. Still has vertical elevation. But the absolute coolest thing are the 3 fire buttons on a traditional M-fall box style. Well, hell, even on the NGAL from L3, you have this function switch where all your functionality comes from where the switch is and a single fire button. The cool thing about the Envision rail is you can go into the visible spectrum or the IR spectrum and then program these 3 fire buttons to do what you want it to do. It's a choose your own adventure M-fall. Yeah. You can still adjust your flood of your IR illuminator here. Main floodable, adjustable IR illuminators right here. You've got a CQB IR illuminator here, and then an IR and a visible laser for pointers. Aiming, signaling, whatever. This to me is kind of one of the coolest things I've seen all show is the ability to choose what you want these buttons to do. So my top left is going to do this thing. My top right's going to do this thing. So within that spectrum, my main fire button will do this for me. It's super fucking cool. Any questions about this? It's about the size of a pack of cigarettes. It costs a little bit more than a pack of cigarettes, though, unless you're in New York City.
Availability?
Live now on the website. It's Class 3 is going to launch first. That's restricted. Class 1's almost immediately going to follow. Also available with red or green visible pointers. Not like you can change the color. You got to pick. This crazy 8-pin connector, that's 6. That's a 12-inch cable. So cable length of 6, 12, or 20, based on where you want to put this on your gun. If you're running it in CQB mode, you can mount it on a longer range rifle and then put that cable anywhere. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
What else?
Well, coming soon to the Valor Defense Depot YouTube channel, Joe is going to be our very first guest for our podcast. That'll hopefully happen next week.
I am?
Yes, you are. You've been invited. So
okay.
So prepare for some wholesome quality family entertainment with TNVC, Valor Defense Depot, and of course our good friend Joe here. Yeah, we got to talk about the goggles.
Probably say fuck a lot.
He's going to say a lot.
So another offering in the U.S. made Pano family of goggles. Pretty much everyone's familiar with the L3 GP NVG. Great set of goggles. These goggles are from Ether Optics. It's called the Spectre, designed by a guy from the Jet Propulsion Lab and his brother, who's a retired soft dude. What they did was kind of made it a little bit more elegant, and then made the availability of PVS 14 style optics on the front as opposed to the L3 optics. Now I can do things with lens caps, quick adjustment devices, quick focus devices. I can use those on a Pano now, which is kind of hard to do on the L3. The L3 goggles, fabulous. It's the one. This is another one made in the U.S. It won't cost as much as these. It's still going to cost about a good car, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be somewhere north of 40, somewhere less of 43.
Yeah.
That's $1,000, not $100.
Yeah.
It's a refinement of what we know as the current Pano. It's got the bridge is a little bit more elegant. You still get a Fisher battery pack capable. It's going to run off battery. Downstream there'll be a battery pack available for the bridge. Your interpupillary distance. This is kind of my coolest feature. Two coolest features. Your IPD adjustment, the distance between your pupils on these goggles, is right up front, and it's an unscrew and slide. On the GP NVG from L3, it's a worm dial, so you kind of got a crank on it. So you can bust this loose, move it once, and crank it down. I like that feature a lot. The fact that it's PVS 14 glass for the objective, it's a little bit wider than the L3 stuff. So what does wider mean, Critter?
Wider.
More light. More light gets through this goggle. It's also got a bigger eye box. It's like on a scope. It's the eye box argument all the time. This has a larger eye box and it's more forgiving when you're on the sled getting that front to back adjustment that you want. That's about it from TNVC for the show. I mean, I could talk all days about lights, lasers, optics, low and no light operations. Any questions? Any final thoughts?
Appreciate your time, man.
All right.
And again, be looking for that podcast to launch hopefully sometime next week.
I guess I'm doing next week.
Yeah.
Thanks, Critter.
Hey, thanks.